Hello everyone, this is the Gray Roberto coming at you live action. I haven't made a video in a while. Just haven't really felt like it, but there's been a lot of crazy shit going on. But I just want to comment on one thing specific in this video. One is marijuana and eating it as opposed to smoking it. Last week I got a quarter ounce of killer bud, but before that I haven't smoked weed at all since like 2006 at all, and even then it was just like one time, like every now and then I would smoke it. But so I haven't really smoked weed actively like on a daily basis since the end of 2002 and the first part of 2003. It was the last time I smoked on a daily basis, and way back then it was just doing an experiment with a vaporizer. I had heard that vaporizing your weed was a better way to smoke it, so I got this at the time little fucking bell-shaped vaporizer, and I tried that for a while, and the high was different, but it ended up hitting your lungs in a different way. You see, I can't stand smoking anything, I'll have an occasional cigar, but you don't inhale cigars. But even those will affect you a little bit. But I can't stand smoking anything. And weed, the main reason I don't smoke weed is because I don't like smoking things. And I don't care what you say, smoking any amount of weed will affect your lungs on some level. As far as that sticky shit, that tar residue built up on your lungs. It may not cause cancer like cigarettes or whatever, but it's definitely not good for you either. But so I got the idea. I've been doing research the past couple of days of how to eat weed, how to prepare it, and I've been learning all kinds of things about different ways to infuse marijuana into various things. And one of the best ways that I have found, or what I've heard about, is to infuse it into coconut oil is probably the best, because they say that kind of fat, the kind of fat that makes a coconut oil, is perfect for the THC to bond to. And they said the next best after that is olive oil, so I didn't have any coconut oil, so I used olive oil to infuse what was left of the quarter ounce of weed. Because, when I first got the weed, I only smoked 2 fucking joints out of that weed. 2. I rolled up a joint and I smoked fucking 2/3 of it. I still have 1/3 of it left. And then I went to my friend's cookout over the weekend and I smoked another joint with him. I smoked half of that and I gave him the last half. So I've only smoked a little bit of the weed, and I can feel it in my lungs. You can feel it right away, But, so over time that would fucking hamper your ability. Because I've done experimentals in the past. Like in the early 2000s, but like before 2003, I had went on a period of smoking weed. I would only smoke 1 joint or bowl a day, that's it. I was going through, but I was doing that every day. It does affect your wind capacity a little. It does, and that's just natural. That's going to happen because you're smoking fucking something that leaves a sticky tar residue. It's going to affect your lungs, period. Especially when you start smoking really good sticky fucking bud. I mean, so I've always been bothered by that. So I decided today that I actually had the day off from work, so I would prepare a little jar of olive oil infused with weed. So what I did was, and what you have to do is, one of the methods, what you got to do is decarboxylate. It's called decarboxylate the bud. And how you do that is you turn your oven on to 200 degrees, and you break up the bud, but it doesn't have to be that broken up really at all. Just not huge buds. If you have some huge buds, just break those up to smaller chunks. Then put that in the oven for 15 minutes at 200 degrees, and then take it out. The bud will be nice and dry after that. And then then what I did was, see, my intent after that was to grind it up, then put it in a crock pot for 4 hours in the oil. But I said, well, shit, I might as well try some of this now when it's decarboxylated. And I guess what that it makes the THC edible, or it unlocks the fucking psychoactive effect of the weed. Otherwise, if you just ate the bud without doing that, you may not get high. I'm not exactly sure on that, but that could be it, or not as high. So I just pulled out a joint's worth of bud and ate it, and chewed it up and ate it. I wasn't expecting to get as high as I got. So, and then I prepared the olive oil. But what I did, I have a mason jar, because I have a big crock pot here. So I filled it with water, and then put the olive oil in a mason jar and put that in the water and let it heat like that for 4 hours. And that's done now. But I'm not gonna try that yet, because I got so fucking high off that joint's worth of weed that I ate that I've been high. I ate it at 9 o'clock exactly. It's 5 o'clock now and I'm still fucking high. Still pretty fucking high too. I've been high all fucking day, all day. It's like a different, clearer kind of high too. It's fucking wild. It's pretty good. I can still function, because at one point I had to go out and get water and get brake pads for my truck, because they just hit in the metal. They're grinding. So I had to get pads right away. So I went up and got those. And as I was driving home with the pads, driving home into an intersection, all of a sudden I hear a loud pop. It's like pop, and the pressure on the brake pedal just fucking goes away. Like, fuck, my brakes blew up. So I scanned the traffic. This is all happening hyper fast, but I scanned the traffic really fast, and I'm able to get through it without fucking wrecking the truck. But then I tapped the brakes again to see what was there, and the pressure was back. So what ended up happening was one of the pad that was grinding, and it just fucking shattered. It fucking fell apart. What was remaining of it is gone, and in doing so caused the caliper to fucking have no pressure in the brakes, so it pushed the piston out, and fucking then it re-equalized pressure of the system, so it ended up the brakes came back. But I was real nervous as fuck. I was right near my house, so I pulled back in my house and changed the pads and all that. So, and I was high as a fuck while doing all that. So, and that's one of the things about being high that I've never liked either. If you want to get high, but don't expect to do anything, because it's so hard to do anything when you're stoned. That's why one of the reasons I don't get high a lot either, because everything is such a monumental task when you're high. But yeah, so that's that, and that's what I did. But it's so refreshing to know that you can get really, really fucking high and not smoke weed, and not affect your lungs with the weed smoke. That to me is like fucking like a dream come true. But at the same time, I've been high as fuck all day, and this kind of makes it so. This is honest to God, borderline psychedelic high. That's how high I've been all day off that small amount of eaten decarboxylated bud. I can't fucking believe it. But so now I'm curious to see what the effect will be with the oil that I have now that has been cooking for 4 hours. Is it gonna fucking make it more potent, less potent, or what? So I'll probably give an update after that, but I'm not going to try that today or tomorrow, or maybe even until the weekend, because being this fucking high, you really don't want to be this high every day. That's what, I'll probably get more in depth on this on another video, like an in-depth marijuana video, in my position on it. But see, I don't like being fucking high every day. Like, the fucking marijuana high is good once in a while, but no way would I want to be fucking stoned like that every fucking day. Even on the smoking kind of high from weed, that's not the kind of high I want every day, because it does cloud your mind a little bit. Yeah, I believe there's good things about being about a cannabis high, but not on a daily basis. In my opinion, if you ask me, you have to respect it as if, just like the mushrooms. You have to respect the cannabis just like the mushrooms, and know how often to do it, and it's certainly not every day. Because in my opinion too, if you're going to be doing these psychoactive, I hate to use the word drugs, but I only say that because people know what it means, but these psychoactive plants, you have to harmonize with them and have respect for them. As kids, we all smoked weed every day and went crazy and fucking, all that, but it's time to grow up with it and start using them responsibly and sensibly the way they were intended to be used, But, being clear-headed and sharp is also a beautiful experience, too, and if you smoke weed every day, that you won't be clear-headed and sharp as you could be, so I think you just got to figure out the frequency, but I've been so fucking high today, I'm not even sure once a week is a good frequency to be that fucking high. Honestly, I mean, I'm maybe even, like psychedelics, like mushrooms, like once a month or once every couple of weeks or something like that, because getting, I don't know, I'll see, but it's also good that now I know I don't have to smoke it anymore. And the thing is, too, I think I may have mentioned this, because see, I'm still high, so this video could be all over the place. Eating it, one of the things about marijuana that I always liked, or thought I liked, was the social aspect of it. The act of rolling a joint, the act of smoking it, passing it with your friend. The taste of the smoke tastes good. But you know what? The taste of this bud, as I ate it out of the oven, tasted better than pot smoke tastes. So you get a better marijuana flavor in your mouth than if you smoked it, and then you don't have the fucking attack on your lungs as if you smoked it. So, I heard a long time ago, I watched a weed documentary once, and the guy on it said, there will come a day, he said, when people will look back on smoking marijuana as an extremely crude way to use marijuana, and I believe him. I fucking support that position because, eating the weed the way I did today, I got fucking higher than I would have if I smoked it. Because I've been high as fuck all fucking day, and I'm still fucking high right now. I might not be fucking, like, retarded high, but anymore, but I was pretty fucking high earlier, but it was never really what you call a retarded high. It was a different kind of high, but it was a pleasurable high, a definite marijuana high, So, I may elaborate more on this, but that's just the gist of that. But I got so much more going on to talk about that I reached new records in my sexual fucking, goals and shit, all that, a whole bunch of stuff. So,